I give you my heart.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. See, my voice is getting a little better, so that's good. Also, great news well, it wouldn't have been done without you guys either. I checked my channel the other day, and we're almost at 300 subscribers, and that's just amazing. Like, that gives me the motivation to keep making videos, to keep creating content, and keep working on the projects that we have here in the shop. So that's a huge shout out, a huge thank you to you guys that have been with the channel, have been sticking through it, and even though it's not the best kind of content, but But anyways, thank you. So for part 2 of the Cafe Racer build, we're going to be concentrating more on trying to finalize the left side with the headlights and blinkers and everything. I'm thinking I'm going to keep this old setup on there, and I'm just going to refurbish it. You see I have the top part off where it controls the on and off of the lights itself, and I took this plastic piece off because it was getting jammed up, so I got to figure out why it was doing that, and I have like a theory of why it was doing that. I think it is because of that little lip right, if you guys see it, right here. Thinking it's not the right one, or I don't know. But we're going to go and probably sand this down or cut it off and sand it off and see if that makes it better. And if it doesn't, yeah, we have a new one. So that's one thing. We want to finalize this and get these for that little tab right here. We want to get it drilled at the bottom so we can actually mount it up. See, my bars are already getting scratched up because of all the moving around. Moving this back and forth with the actual light switch and everything. So we're going to do that, get the neutral safety switch, see if this is going to work with the new bars or the new levers, and see if that actually works. So we're going to have to cut the old setup off, and touch them to these two prongs, pull the clutch, and see if the starter will activate. So we want to do that. Also do the same thing to the other side with the drilling. Get the throttle set up. Finalize the positions it wants to go in. Put the new brake lever and brake reservoir on, and maybe get the front brakes bled. I don't know. Maybe I'll hold that off for a little bit because it's not really a big thing right now. And and keep the other side too. And I don't know. Like I said, I kind of like these, and I think I can refurbish them and make them look almost brand new again. So let's just see. Like I said, we have another set. Also, maybe we want to start digging into the back of this headlight, see what's all the rat's nest behind it, and see what's all going on. And like I was looking through the manual of all the wiring diagrams. I hate wiring so much. That's why I'm keeping the old style. The old style lights are the switches in the ignition because of that reason. I don't want to mess up anything, and it just makes it more simple. Keep the oldness of it, the originality. And if it doesn't work, like I said, we have another one. But plan is to do the bars, both sides today. Tear into this, see what's going on, and see if we can pull this choke out. And this is where it ends, right about, if I get my hand in there, right about there. That's where the choke linkage goes to. And pull that out, see why it's not, well, one, why it's out, and two, why it doesn't work. I feel like it's just like a jammed or a kink somewhere. I have no idea. And yeah, so that's the big plan for today. If we could get it all done, that'd be great. Then maybe we could start mocking up and finalizing the seat too. And then, yeah, we'll be on our way and trying to start routing the wires routing the wires where it makes it look the cleanest. And then we're just going to be on the next phase of tearing it all down once everything I know I want on there is finalized. Tear it all down, clean it all up, and it should be ready to go in theory. So yeah, let's get started. Let's jump right into it. because I really want to see if these new levers are going to work with this neutral safety switch. All right, that didn't even take too long. So those two wires I was talking about for the neutral safety switch to make sure your bike doesn't start in gear. Just strip them back. Went a L snippy snip on that little bar that it had. Oops. And just routing them right between them just for right now. So let's see if it works because they're both yellow and green wires, yellow and green striped wires. So I don't know which one's ground and power. We're just gonna, figure it out. Also got that little piece off of that little plastic fitting. Cut that little piece off with the razor blade. Took like 2 seconds. It's a nice clean cut. And now it went ahead. Now it goes back and forth like the rest of these guys. So I'm gonna do the moment of truth. See if if we got it. Oh, come on. There you go. Do a little moment of truth to see if we got it. The keys. Battery is still connected, so hopefully no fires. So keys are on. Got a little bit of headlight action. See if they oscillate. Oh no, we don't. So headlights are on low. Let's see here. There we go. So high beam and that low beam bulb might be out. So if I turn it to off, okay, so the off is working now, so it doesn't do anything. If I do high beam, on up here, so switch it so I guess this is the main controller, switch it to on, low beam is not working, so I'm thinking either one, that bulb is out, the low beam bulb is out, but as soon as you put it off, high beam, it works. So I'm probably going to have to dig into there, see if there's double bulbs in there, which I don't see inside of it. I'm just going to have to pull it and see if there is. So that's good. That's working. Now let's see if I do this. Oh, let's position this over here. So if I do this with, come on, just stay. Alright, so nothing until you hit the clutch. And let's see if I can mount you guys somewhere.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
So with some tinkering around and looking through the manual and looking at a whole bunch of stuff, so basically this piece right here for the clutch neutral safety switch, whatever you want to call it, that the clutch has to be in before you even try to start it. So I mean that's a good feature and all, because when I get on my bike, I usually get on and I rock it back and forth, make sure it's in neutral. It's just a force of habit for me, but maybe some people it's not. But I've heard Suzuki is the one that keeps doing that, and that it's been going on since even the newer models. So since this is a fully carbureted motor that has no fuel injection, no maps or electronics controlling the fuel, that you can be able to do this really easy just to bypass it. So I decided just to bypass it. So it's really simple. So this is, let me make sure it's off. Yep, so this is what was coming out of the back of the original. Oh Jesus! So this was the 2 wires that were originally coming out of the clutch lever of the old style one. And if you can see in here, I'll try to hold you guys. And if you can see in here, that's where that brass piece was going with those 2 wires soldered on it. And when you pull the lever, hold on, there you go. When you pull the lever, it actually moves. It's connected by this little groove right here, and on the inside, there's another little groove right down there. You can see that. So that will go in, and that will connect, and that way when you move the lever, it will activate it, connecting the bridge and letting power go to it. So with my new one, I mean, it's a universal lever, but I'm thinking that this has nothing to do, or like there's nothing connected. It's a cheap one, but it's still pretty. The quality of the lever is a thick piece of metal. It doesn't seem like it's going to break easily, but I should have got the folding ones, but whatever. It's my first time, don't judge me. So I was trying, if you guys saw, I was trying to, put fittings on it, connect it straight to there. Maybe it was doing this, it would do the same thing as the old lever, and nothing was happening. So now, since I bypassed it, we could just do a 1-finger start, and this is still not connected, but now that's turning over. So all I have to do is just make a full mental note that, hey, I don't have a neutral safety switch, or if the bike's in gear, it's going to move. That's just whatever. I'm going to be on the bike anyway, or starting to warm it up, and I'll always move it anyway. So that's just one note. I don't think it was going to work on newer models if you want to bypass this, because of the just being fully carbureted. But if you're just fully carbureted, it should work no problem. And so I had to find it back in here. I just followed the line. It was routed through this hole in the back of the headlight. And also this is what wiring harness rat's nest that I found in here. So this is the clutch safety switch, and that's integrated with, I'm assuming, the brake side, because the brake side has the exact same thing. So I'm going to have to figure that out, because my new ones don't have that. Maybe, yeah, I'm just going to have to figure something out about that one. But it might be a little bit, it might be okay. I don't know. So all I'm going to do is fully disconnect it right here. There's already bullet fittings right here. Oh, come on. Take it apart. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, there we go. Just disconnect that, and that was the wire hanging on the ground now. So I'm just going to clip it, probably put a end fitting like this, and just electrical tape it together so we don't have any problems inside the headlight while I'm riding. So yeah, I'm going to get that done, and then we could move over to the next thing and try to get these bars drilled out so we could actually mount the controls on both sides. And yeah, then we'll continue on. Alright, so the left side, the clutch side, is fully finalized. It's fully on. The grip, the switches, and the lever itself. So the way I marked that little piece that it needed to make the spot to drill a hole at the bottom of the handlebars. Honestly, you could use anything that has color to it, because of black handlebars, so you can use white. But this is what I had laying around the shop. I had Loctite sitting around, so I put just a little dab of it, just like a hair bit of dab on the bottom of that little lip right here. And then I touched it to the bottom of the handlebars, where the position I wanted it, and made the mark, pulled it off, wiped that Loctite off, because I don't know if it's going to actually do something for the internals. Wiped it off, put my drill bit, drilled it right under, and then it makes a big enough hole. You obviously find the right drill bit, made the big enough hole for it, put it up, bolted it up, and it was all set. So the only way for, I mean, not the only way. The way I have to do this one, I have to put like a piece of tape at the bottom or back of this because it's the throttle side, and I think it's like a 1-inch opening, so it just slides in and off. And this is like a 7/8 bar or something like that. I'm pretty sure all motorcycles have like the same width or whatever. So what I'm going to do is put it in the spot, or I'm going to have to figure out how to mount this inside the handlebar inside of it. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to have to figure out how to mount this inside of it with that, find the position that I want it, and then do it that way. So I'm going to, just got to be creative with these kind of things. And then after that's done, and then throttle side and everything's going to be finalized where the position it wants. I'm definitely going to have to get make a new push and pull throttle for this because this is just way too long. The handlebars used to like end up here. So, and this is already going all the way back into the throttle body housing or whatever you want to call it. Well, yeah. So it's already really long enough. I'm going to have to cut it. I've heard it's pretty easy to modify these. Like you could just cut it and then solder the piece back on where you want it to length. But we got all this other stuff that's broken, and we need this new fitting on the inside. So not too sure what I'm going to do about that, but where there's a will, there's a way. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. So handlebars are finalized. Everything is hooked up. Left side is good. Right side is also good. I used that same trick I told you guys about with the just marking the hole of that little of that little earpiece. I don't know what to really call it, but I don't know. Whatever. I've marked it on the inside, and it marks the bar drilled through. And now this one is fully on. The throttle cable is not attached, so that's why we have free play. So this is the new lever with reservoir. We're going to have to detach this from the old one, or detach the brake line from the old one, put it onto here. I think they're about the same size, so I don't think that would be an issue, but the length of it is going to be an issue. So, I mean, just for testing purposes, we can use it like that, but to finalize it, obviously I got to make a new one. But what I want to do next is to see if these brake lights are going to actually operate with that same setup as the other side I was talking about. The reason why we had to bypass the clutch start for the starter, or the clutch safety switch for the starter, was because this was not making, I guess, a ground or whatever, so we just bypassed it in there. As you can see, this wire right here, now it's just finishing the circuit, and now it's just letting me bypass it, but hopefully in here, because it looks like it has more of a I guess, better connection on the inside. I have no idea, but we're going to see if that's going to work. And again, I don't know which one's grounded positive, but we're going to just see and touch them, see which one lights up the brake light. And if you remember, we don't have a brake light, but we do have the new rear loop that we're going to be running. So I'm going to also again have to figure out which one's left turn signal, which one's right turn signal, because these were already cut off by the time I got the bike, and use the old pigtail for the brake lights. So we're going to get that all attached up, and we're going to see where we can get, if we could get any power to the rear to have some maybe left and right signals and maybe some brake lights. All right, let's see. I'm super happy about this. Like, it didn't even take long at all. I just had to figure out what was power, which one was ground, and literally it's just plug and play, just match it up. So you can see here it's kind of a wiring mess right now, but so this is the rear hoop light that we're going to be using. Obviously it's not going to sit down there, but so we got everything plugged up, and we'll turn ignition on. All right, the ignition is on. It's getting power. Lights light is on. If I want to turn, these are just running lights. If I want to turn those off, they go off. We go on. And then let's go left turn signal, right turn signal, and we go brakes. So, hell yeah, brother. Got everything pretty much wired up, figured out which wouldn't. I'm so excited I can't even talk. So we got pretty much everything wired up and finalized of where it's going to be going and what wire is going to be onto what. This is just for the brakes and rear tail lights, so at least we got those finalized and ready to go. I mean, look at this mess. Like, I had to read, like I said, I hate wires. You know me, I don't like wires. And I had to go through this. I had to sit down, made my brain hurt. I had to drink like 7 beers to figure out this thing. But bottom line is, we got to figure it out. And obviously the new one works. We wired it up, plugged it right in. It works just fine. Figured out one was ground, one was power. So, you know, I shouldn't be really scared of wiring. It's pretty simple, straightforward. You need a power, ground, and a constant, or power or ground to make anything work. So yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty long day. It took about all day to do all this. The handlebars were the longest part. And figuring out how to mark them and everything. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it here. Kind of tired. So, thanks for tuning in again, guys. This is part 2 of the Cafe Racer build. It is going really smooth. Next part of the video, next part of the build, we're probably going to be trying to figure out the mounting point of the seat. Might even start making cuts for the the new rear hoop, and finalizing that. Put the gas tank back on, and figure out this wiring mumbo jumbo, and bleeding some brakes, getting the brakes finalized, and the new wiring. And then we have to step up and figure out what we're going to do about these push and pull throttle cables to shorten them, or get custom made, or order like a custom made kit, custom make it yourself kit. And we never got to the choke, but we'll save that for next time. So, thanks for watching again. Like, share, subscribe, share it with your friends. Whoever is interested in Cafe Racer builds, this is the channel for them, because we just don't do motorcycles. We also, if you guys will see in the back, for all my new subscribers, for almost 300, you know what I'm saying? All the new subscribers, we are into the drifting world too. So that's the race car in the back. It's always broken because it takes all of our money. But so we're just taking a break right now on that, and you know, enjoy something that's a little bit cost friendly. So as always, guys, keep on building and you will see progress. Out.
Cracking.